Hi folks, today we're going to be taking a look at the game School of Sorcery. Now in this two-player game, you're going to be trying to get the most amount of victory points first, and what you're going to be doing is you're going to be throwing crystals onto cards that have abilities and trying to take them, and slowly gaining more power and trying to get more cards to get more points. So let's take a look at it. In the very beginning, everybody's going to be receiving one of these little player boards. This is going to have a points section on it, and then it's also going to have what you're going to be doing each round of play. And you're also going to be getting 3 of these re-roll tokens. Now, I'm just going to be showing you just kind of how the game works for one player. Now, in the beginning, each player is also going to be receiving 2 of these red cards over here. And they're going to have an ability on them. This one says add 1 crystal to any location if your opponent has more victory points. This one here says shift an opponent's crystal if your opponent has more VPs. Now there's several different cards like this that have different abilities on them, and there's also 3 different types. The red one is going to be a permanent one, which you're going to be able to use every turn. You've got the yellow one, which you're going to be able to use on one of your turns. And then you also have the green one, which you're going to use immediately. So right up here, we've got 6 locations, each that have a die number on them. And in each of these locations, there's going to be a card. The cards are going to have the amount of victory points that they're worth, which is here. This is how many you're going to need at least to win this card in crystals, and I'll show you how the crystals work here in a little bit. And this is the margin that you have to win it by. But all of these cards also are going to have different abilities on them that you're going to be able to use throughout the game. Right over here is the portal. If you get any crystals in the portal, you're going to be able to, depending on whether you're the only one, if you are the only one that has one there, you'll be able to move a crystal to any one of the cards. If 2 players have a crystal on there, they're going to just basically do a die reveal to show everybody where they're planning to move their crystals. Speaking of the crystals, here they are. You've got the blue ones over here, and then you also have the orange ones over here. So this is what's going to happen. The very first thing everyone's going to do is they're going to go ahead and grab 5 of these gems over here. And the second thing they're going to do is they're going to get their 3 dice over here, and then they're going to go ahead and roll them and set them someplace near the table. Now right over here, what you have are what are called casting cards. You're going to be assigning these cards, 1 to each one of these dice. Now what the number represents is the number over here, and this is where you are going to be casting the crystals. The crystals are going to be these little rocks over here. So you've got some that will make you cast 1, some will make you cast 2, 1 that will make you cast 3, and then 1 that won't make you cast anything. A couple of them are also going to have little circle icons on that. And what that means is if you assign this particular card to a die, you're going to flip the die over, and that's going to be the new number. So let's just say I decide, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and let's just say I decide to do this for number 3. For number 2, I'll do this one right here. And since I've used up 5 crystals, I'm going to go ahead and just X this one out over here. So after everybody has done that, you're going to go ahead and reveal the cards like so, and then you're going to go and place your crystals. Now since this one has the circle on it, I'm going to go ahead and flip this over like so, and then we got 2 crystals here, so I'm going to put 2 crystals on number 4 over here. I'm going to put 3 crystals on number 2 over here. And let's just say my opponent decides he's going to place 3 crystals over here and then 1 crystal over here like so. If we had anything on the portal, if it was just 1 player, again, you would just basically select the card. If it was 2, you would go ahead and take a die, pick a number, shield it, and then reveal it, and then you would move your crystal to that number that you showed. So anyway, you also have this wizard token over here, and the person who is in the lead is going to have control of this, and this basically is going to represent that he's going to go first. So anyway, we've taken the 5 crystals, we've cast the crystals, we've shown you how to use the portal. Now we're going to show you how to activate the powers. Since red is first, we're going to look at his. It says add 1 crystal to any location if your opponent has more VPs. So the score right now, if we look at it, red's going to have 4, and blue, let's just say blue happened to have 3. Since I have more VPs, this isn't going to work. Let's just say with the wand, it says shift an opponent crystal if your opponent has more VPs. This one says shift an opponent's crystal if your opponent has more VPs. Well, again, he doesn't, but if he did, I could, like, say, take a crystal off of here or something like that. But anyway, this is just what you're going to do. You're just going to follow what these say. After that, you're going to go ahead and evaluate the locations to see if any of the cards were able to get 1. So again, this is going to be the number of crystals you're going to need in order to win the card. and this is going to be the margin. So right now, this player has not won the card yet. But if he happened to have this, like so, he would end up winning the card. So what he would do is he'd take these crystals and put them out of play for now, and then put this card into his pile. Now let's say we had a situation like this where blue happened to have, say, 5 crystals over here, or 6 crystals, and then the orange player had 2. Well, he's managed to meet the margin, so the blue player is going to go ahead and take these crystals and put them out of play for now. And then the orange player is actually going to be able to keep these crystals in his pile for a later time. So let's just say I'll go ahead and take this card, and then it's going to go here. I will go ahead and get the victory point for that, which is going to be 1, so I'll put it up here. Now, if at any point, if a player who has the wizard ends up getting passed in victory points by the other player is going to get the wizard. Right. Now, another rule is that there's like 12 crystals combined on one card and they haven't met the requirements, you're going to go ahead and take the crystals out, discard the card, and add a new one. But what you're going to do in order to replenish is you're going to go ahead and move over any cards that have holes, and then you're just going to simply fill in the other slots with other cards, and then you're going to go ahead and repeat those 5 steps. So essentially what's going to happen is you're going to be gaining, you also have these reroll tokens over here that you can use in case you have a die that you did not like. So essentially what you're going to be doing is you're going to be collecting these different things, and you're going to be just trying to gain points over here, and the first person to get to 13 is going to win the game. And if you want to be more challenging, you can go to 16. And that, folks, is School of Sorcery. So my final thoughts on School of Sorcery. Well, this is another one of Dr. Finn's games that I like. It has a different feel to it, and I like the fact that it's just a 2-player game. You know, using the dice and having to try to figure out which spells you want to cast using the dice, especially with the option to twist the die around, is pretty intriguing to me, because you're watching what your opponent's trying to do. You're not quite sure what they're going to do at times, and if they're starting to try to get the same card as you, you know, then you have to kind of think, okay, well, now maybe I can move a crystal out if I have a power that'll allow me to do that. You've got permanent cards, immediate cards, cards that you can use once at a time, and then all the cards are going to have different abilities on them that you have. So this is a very cool game. It's not a very difficult game to learn either. This is really just a game where you're just kind of placing crystals on cards, trying to win them and get their abilities, and just kind of going up from there. But yeah, it's a cool game. I would give it a recommendation. All right, y'all. That's my review of School of Sorcery. We'll catch you later. Keep on gaming.